أما كم زرقوا أنا حدا وديني روح حدا ودي كم سنة فترة حيزوني سدلي أما ريتم كباري لبس خلي أبغى وراسي خالكم My name is Atakelt. I come to Australia 2003 March. After I come, I bring my son 2006 in Australia from Ethiopia. بتناي قبري سنسرعتنا وعلو بتريد قولون جو
يا وزير
كمينيرنا تقبل سرعات ناي كالي خا مين رئي نتحر إخيو زي ودا قول سب زي ترف قول سوي لأنه it's painful ودي تعب على عيني رو ناي حماق على عوني نغرم ودي من كي خوين كم سكبروا
The way I was told and the way I saw was a different thing. It's completely different thing. It doesn't match up.
Like I never expect Michael to go enemy, nothing, because everywhere you go, people loves Michael, People loves him everywhere you go. I'm not a nice person as much as him, I tell you the truth.
Even, not knowing the specific details, there are still so many issues about, racialised policing and access to education and services.
One day is too much. Okay? So we should not wait another to happen. One is enough for us. So what do we learn from it? So we stop these things not to happen in future.
أنا في تذكرة كده كم زيلو أو زكساتهم سير يولون نيرو أفتش عم حلت خير كل خجن ني حامش تجتمع عالتي كم زير أيوه يوم قالي زملة لذي سام بيدا مالتي تذكرة إلى 4 جولاي في تذكرة كده حزاي تسوي مالتي بوليس ستيشن كده وكان يا ولك عبداير صحيفه تقبل الناس اللي تغبك تسولس بقى من مزرعة يتراوع مالتي فلامتن كيدا سنتلين كيدا بتحري فوتسكري بوليس كيدا مالتي بتحرزي ميسين فورما أي ملاقني له ترسري أوار ما يسري إنها بأوار شات كنقبر مصوي إلى مصوي
Before we see him, the nurse was telling us not to see him. She was telling us exactly the detective told us. As not suspicious, he hasn't got any facial injuries, and other than the body decomposition, he doesn't have any injuries. On his left eye, this one was very swollen. His lens was poked with something, and there was a running pus. And his lips, this one was torn. And this cheek, the flesh was gone inside. And his skin was, shrink. He was completely changed to charcoal. So he must have stayed these injuries without for a while before he passed away. The way I was told and the way I saw was a different thing. It's completely different thing. It doesn't match up.
They were expecting the autopsy results within a few weeks, and that was in early August, so definitely by the end of the month or in September. That was what I understood. And the weeks went by and it just never came, and so there was no information about cause of death for so long. Well, if there's a perception among the community that the Footscray Police might have been involved, and then the Footscray Police are investigating the case, then you have no expectation that the case can be investigated fairly. So Stephen Fontana said they followed normal procedure, but the judgment that the police made was completely out of step with the judgment that the community had formed. In hindsight, it would have been much better if they had assigned the investigation to homicide.
The suspicion is there. And I read, and I have been right through the journey. I would like to give the justice system a time to investigate and bring justice to the community. This is not now about Michael. This is about the whole community. Michael's death is gone. Community has to find a closure and justice.
Life around here is very hard, man. It's very hard, you know. Sometimes the police gives you a really hard time, you know. Like I work, I dress up like this, I go home. And I don't like it when the police just from nowhere picking me out of all these people and takes my shoes off, takes my top off and search me. I don't like it, you get it? And in front of my own people, when he does that, I feel, you know, it's embarrassing, you get it? I feel really embarrassing. There's so many days that happened to me, you get it?
And there are a lot of police and willing to answer questions for hours and hours. I think that the police feel like they've tried to engage the community as much as they can.
I'm not after the killers or after the murderers, but the justice, the truth has to come out.
Even, you know, not knowing the specific details, there are still so many issues about, you know, racialised policing and access to education and services, and it's not about the Ethiopian Australian communities or migrants from Africa. Any type of migration has similar kind of issues.
We have got the ability. We have got the skill to solve the problems. What we don't have is the will.
If the police had tried to contact us, either his mom or me, I could have done something. Very strange. There are too many strange things, you know, to Michael.
Like sometimes I get this feeling that I don't believe that Michael passed away, you know. That's one thing, you know, it makes me get hard feeling. Everybody dies, another way dies, different.